Hey guys, we're going to look at a Sam Smith song. Quite like this song. And it's all pretty much in the right hand, so for a change you're going to be staring at this hand to start with, then I'll switch it up and show you what that hand's doing, but mostly it's this hand, I promise. Okay, so it is a plucking pattern with this one, so not so much a finger picking pattern because we're doing this. So definitely a change of style for me. Not my usual tool, so bear with, it's all good. Okay, so my top tip for this one, because we're going to be grouping fingers, I like to say to people, okay, think of if you're in the guides, the scouts, the clubs, the beavers, you did a little salute and you were like, I swear to be a good brownie, guide, scout, beaver, delete as appropriate. Whatever, I swear to be good. And then you're using these fingers, so it's a good way of remembering, like, what do I use for this song? Oh, okay, I'm going to use that weird sort of salute thing, swear thingy, pact thingy, whatever you call it in your culture, that's what you're going to use. Just helps you remember which fingers, I don't know. So ring finger, middle finger, index finger, so E, B, G string, and then the bass note will be done with your thumb and it will change depending on the chord. So we're starting with an F, so it starts at the top on your E string. When you come to your A, it will go down to your A string. When you get to your D minor, it will go to your D. When you get to B flat, it goes back up to the A. And if I skip ahead to the middle bit, you're starting on B flat, so A string, back up to F, E string, back to A, then you go into D. You have a very quick C there, optional. You can do it if you want to. So you just go back up to the A. Hopefully you're noticing this is just basically the root of the chord as you're moving. Anyway, back to B flat, then to F, and then B flat for lying and tearing us C, up. So there you go. So that's all this thumb's doing. This is the one doing the hard work, I suppose, if you like. This guy's just going to be plucking up. So it's going to be a down, up, 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 down, up. That kind of rhythm, okay? Don't obsess over slaps, by the way, as I've learnt myself. If you obsess over them, you won't get them and the timing will go haywire. So you've just got to try and get that into your hand. And when it's happy, the slaps will just sort of come naturally. It might take a couple takes. Don't worry, that's normal. It's all good. You'll also notice I'm down here, I'm right by my bridge because I quite like the palm muty plunky sound of this. You don't have to be, you can be up here if you want. So it's really up to you, whatever you prefer, okay? So I'm just going to do one verse for you. I'm going to play it with this swing kind of rhythm, and then I'm going to play it straight. I will attempt to sing it when I play it straight, but it might sound hilariously wrong, but we'll give it a go. The straighter version is technically easier for the guitars, but it feels more natural with the swing version. But you'll see, you'll see. Here we go. So, you and me, we made a vow, for better or for worse. I can't believe you let me down, but the proof is the way it hurts. And you'll notice with that C, I just sort of strummed it down. You can go down up if you want to. It all depends on the mood of this monkey. Sometimes it wants to go up, sometimes it doesn't. That's okay, as long as you get the timing of where the change is. So let's do that one more time, but this time straight, okay? So without any swing. So let me get into the mood first. There we go. Hopefully you can hear the difference already. You and me, we made a vow, for better or for worse. I can't believe you let me down, but the proof's in the way it hurts. So as you can see, it's easier to memorize. You're just going down, up, and you don't really have to think about the timing too much because you're just programming that in, down, up, down, up, down, up. When it's the swing version, I'll do it again. You and me, we made a vow, for better or for worse. I can't believe you let me down, but the proof's in the way it hurts. It's got a little bit more attitude to it, it's a little bit more slinky. So, I think the best way of me getting that into your head is I'm just going to keep doing that F to A to D minor to B flat. I'll try and go slow so that you can copy it. sneaky, I am a pro. Sneaky, sneaky, I am a pro. Stop there. Okay, now if that was still too fast, you can slow it down on YouTube now. Yay, they've given you that option, but also you can just keep rewinding it until you get that in your head. But like I said, if that's still too hard, then keep it nice and straight and rigid and just think of the more, if it helps, think of it as quavers and think of it like coffee, 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 coffee. And that's fine, it will work, no problem. And it gets you used to this action before you have to start swinging things. And just before we do go up the other end, I did forget to mention that we've got twice as long in the bridge with our holding on the chords. So you've got B flat first. I have loved you for many years. As opposed to your quick changes in the verse where you're just on it once, if that makes sense. But in the, like I said, in the bridge you're in it twice as long. So I have loved you for many years. Then you're on A. Maybe I'm just not enough. You go one on this one and then one on the C. Then back to twice as long. You made me realize my deepest fear. And then a nice punchy, but I'm lying and tearing us up. So then again, two on those. I hope that makes sense. I'll do it again just to make it even clearer. So basically 2 lots of that per chord with the exception of D minor and C. So I have loved you for many years. And A. Maybe I'm just not enough. You made me realize my deepest fear. Punchy. By lying and tearing us up. You, and then you're back to normal with your ones. And hopefully you can hear that difference. Okay, now we'll talk about the chords. Okay then, let's talk about the chords that I'm using. So I'm using this F, this bar chord F, which is just an E shape with a bar on first fret. But you could be using this F, but the main thing is that your right hand thumb moves in relation to whichever F chord you're using. So obviously if you're using this chord, this version of F, which is almost like a C but you have a small bar over there, then you need to move your thumb down to the D string. Otherwise it's going to sound pretty awful if you're hitting the E. You don't want that. So I'm using that bar, as I said, because I just find that transition easier. I'm going from that F, then I'm sliding down to A. It is still this A, but I'm using my index finger to get it. And I have to be careful I slightly lift, otherwise I get, and I don't want that sound. I don't want a full bar. And that's where you might find that moving your group up one might be preferable. You don't have to, it can stay there the whole time. Up to you. You know the accuracy of your hand better than I do. And then my D minor, nice and normal. B flat, I use this one. You could use the one up on 6th if you want to and you feel happy with it. It's just that's quite a leap to be woo from that D minor up to that one. I mean, there's always other options. You could have an F up here. You could have D minor on 5th fret with an A minor bar if you prefer. And you might find that easier actually. You might want to go F, A, 5th fret, E shape, exactly the same shape as F. You just slide it up to 5th. Down one, same shape. That gives you D minor, and then you might want to go to 6 with this E shape. Let me do that again in slow-mo. It's handy to know different types of chords, honestly, or the same chords with different shapes if you like. Inversions, we call them. So F bar chord, which is an E shape with these fingers. Slide up to 5th fret. This is 5th fret. Still the same shape. Drop that whole shape down one, so it's now an A minor shape. And then come over to 6th fret, and we've just jumped up one to get to B flat. Because we were there, it's so subtle. I'll go back up to A, and then move forward. So subtle. So that's your other option. If you're happy with bar chords, and you feel like that's an easier B flat than the one down here, go for it. You don't have to. It's always optional, you know me. So what I'm doing now, I'll show you. F, A, D minor, B flat. Promise that is B flat. I know that it looks bizarre. It's the equivalent of that. 1st fret bar, A shape. But as you can hear, I can't do it very well like that. And yes, sometimes I do hammer on. Another option. Okay, and then I'm skipping ahead to the bridge, so B flat, 2 lots of that, F, A, then we have a D minor, sorry, and then a C. And you can hear I'm kind of barely touching that really. I should be plucking the whole thing, but you don't have to, whatever you feel happier with. B flat, then to F. Option here of sliding to a C, so you could go B flat, C. And I promise that's the equivalent of that one. So C bar chord, bar on 3rd fret, A major shape with these fingers. Or you can just go, and that's fine. As long as you can get back into an F comfortably, that's fine. Whichever C suits you, use that one, okay? That's it. You will also notice if you look at the tab for this, I'll link it in the description box, but they tend to put a C in after the D minor in the chorus, so you go, but when you call me baby. And I just thought that's quite mean. So I'm being kind because you don't have to. It's the bassist that's really making that obvious anyway. So as a guitarist, you can just go, but when you call me baby. And then the bassist can be the one going, bum, 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 to make it obvious that it's changing harmony ever so slightly, okay? So don't obsess over that sneaky little C in the chorus. Don't worry about it. It's essentially the same thing all the way through this song, which is why it's quite a nice one to get to grips with that swing rhythm and these bar chords. It is only the bridge where the chords change, okay? So there you go. I hope that's helpful to you guys. Oh, and one more thing I should say. When I looped it, I didn't loop in the F to C in the verse, simply because I wanted you to get really familiar with the chord progression, but don't miss out the F, C, F in the verse. So you'll notice it's on the 4th line down. So you'll do 3 of these. I'm going to do it now for you. This is number 3, and then it changes to an F, C, F. And it all repeats. Okay, that is like the unit, if you like, and then the unit repeats. Okay, so there you go. That's it. Let's come back then. Let's see if we can go all the way through. All right then, all the way through with a little bit of a swing to it. You might notice here and there I have a few extra notes with a, and that's just a quick open E, no hand on, and then going to an F. That's all that is. You can just double up the F if you want to. You'll see my hand do it every now and then. Don't worry about it too much. You know how creative this one gets sometimes. It's all good. All right, here we go. You and me, we made a vow, for better or for worse. I can't believe you let me down, but the proof's in the way it hurts. For months on end I've had my doubts, denying every tear. I wish this would be over now, but I know I still need you here. You say I'm crazy, 'cause you don't think I know what you've done. But when you call me baby, I know I'm not the only one. You've been so unavailable, we've done. But when you call me baby, I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. And I know, 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 I know, I know. I know I'm not the only one. So there you go, that's it all the way through. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope this action at the very least is useful for other songs as well. So thank you very much for watching, guys. See you all again soon.